Good morning and welcome to Monday Tips. And today I'm going to say, first of all, welcome Heather.
Good morning.
And today we are going to be talking about hiccups. And hiccups are the things that go wrong when you think you've got everything right and you're ready to publish, and then all these little hiccups appear. So Heather, I'm going to hand over to you first.
Wow, I think we're going to show them a great hiccup, but I think one of the things, I suppose, when you're getting ready to publish and you have spent so much time getting your content right, I think a lot of times you think, well, that's it, we've the main bit done and now we've just to publish the book. But this is actually where a lot of the hiccups have come for me. So you edit, you format the book, you're sure it's all as you want it. And really taking time. I know we talk about this a lot in the course and take people through, getting your book format, getting it edited and ready. You really want to do a format as a one job, because everything you go to do after that, no matter whether you embed what you do, it can knock off the formatting. So the intention is always to have a one format, but I'll be honest, there's many a time I have uploaded 6 or 7 versions. Yeah. In the paperback, I've saved it as a PDF. I think, well, that's it. It can't move. Diagrams move, wording moves, and you're on and off, uploading and uploading and uploading. But Karen, you have had quite the hiccup.
So, yeah, I've had a few. When you print a lot of books, you get a few of them. So this is a book. I don't know if you can see this clearly. This is 2013, Surviving 2013. Okay, so it's a nice little cover, nice little bit of text on the back. Got I'm trying to get the book in the right position so you can see the names are on the spine. Okay, so it's a good looking little book. However, when I get a copy of it, this is what it looks like. This is what the back looks like, and this is what the spine looks like. Okay, so you can prepare for, you can think you've got a perfect book and something goes wrong. And in that instance, I had to go back to the printers and say to them, and it was Amazon, and I had to send them photos of this because they wouldn't believe it. And I had to send them photos of it and say, this is what my covers come out like, instead of the way it was supposed to look like. And in fairness to them, they did say to me, we'll check it. We think your book is the only one that's gone out like this. We think it is a hiccup. But, that was the importance, I think, of getting an author copy of the book.
A proof copy before you even publish, and there is that whenever you're going through the publishing process. For anyone who's self-published will understand, you come to the end, there's a great big publish button. You don't want to hit that, but it's there, it's kind of the most obvious button. You really don't want to hit that until you've ordered your proof copies. You've had a really good look through. I had one book that, the other thing I suppose is the hiccups really do usually come out for me whenever you do the review. It's really important to review. You don't think because you've it all laid out before you upload onto the platform, whatever publishing platform you're using, you can have it all laid out, saved, it's looking perfect as we have, that's the way it is. Before you upload it, you think, well, that's it, I've it all covered. It's really, really important to review and not skim read, review each page just to be sure, because lines can move. You want to make sure that all the spacing's right, everything looks the way you want it to. So the importance of going through that, the importance of not hitting that publish button until you've ordered your proof copy, had a chance to look at it and reviewed it. I had one book that for some unknown reason, it unjustified a couple of the whole document was justified in one go, but whether I'd made a small change or something in the formatting, but 2 of those chapters then come out and they were not justified. So you really do need to be getting those.
Yeah, and I had another book where I formatted, put all my page breaks in, had a look at the draft on Amazon, And the header on my one book came out on the bottom of another page, right? Even though there's page breaks in there.
Yeah.
So I went back through, I looked at what I'd done. I could not find anything wrong. I uploaded again, same thing happened. I came back. I actually created a blank page in there to make sure the header came out on the right page.
Yeah.
And uploaded it. Everything looked perfect. And when it was printed, it had the header on the bottom of the page. So there are hiccups that happen. And sometimes you know that you've done something wrong in formatting and you've got to go back and do it. Justify is something that I forget about. It's the last thing that gets done, and then I think, oh yeah, I'm going to go through and reformat things again. There are always going to be little hiccups. I am not aware. I mean, like, I say I've done 22 books. Yeah, there is something that happens. Even when we go back to this one,
that's the best one.
I couldn't prepare for that. There was nothing I could do about that.
No.
So be prepared. There can be hiccups.
Be prepared, there probably will be, and allowing time. It is a job that can't be rushed, no matter how many times you've done it. So if you're self-publishing your first book, do allow yourself plenty of time. Don't despair. You've a community here in the Self-Publishing Network to ask questions. I had one, didn't matter who I asked or what I did. It was a simple human error that I had made, that it took me 2 days to catch on what it actually was. I had left a space before the heading, which meant the headings disappeared. So, and I had checked, I thought, for that, so straightforward, but just in 2 of the chapters that little space had set in. And I would say to people, always look for the simplest thing, because no matter how many times we go through, it can be something just really, really simple.
Yeah, because another problem I've come across is when, sorry, just grab this book a minute. Okay, so my Phoenix book.
Yes.
I have in the back forms.
Yes.
There's forms in here. Now, I formatted all that absolutely perfectly, but when I uploaded it, even though it was PDF, it threw all the forms out, and I had to go back and re-edit them differently so that they would actually fit on the page. And when I tried again to upload them, they were in the right place on the page. So it doesn't matter how well you think you're preparing, that upload that you do to the online site, all sorts of things can go wrong in there.
Yeah, and it's just allowing the time. You don't want to come under pressure. Do allow yourself plenty of time. And in terms of getting the proof copies for anyone who's ordered, like, it's very quick normally. Once they've approved it, if you've ordered your proof copy, you're going to have them. I think it says within 5 to 7 days. Usually they're here within 3 to 5 days. You'll have it in your hand. You then have time, and it's different on the page. Whenever before you publish it and you're reviewing it, yes, it looks like the book on the screen, but actually getting it in the paper version, it makes it a lot easier, I think, to see little things that you might want to just make it with, and also being very forgiving of yourself too, because sometimes little things do get through, even in books that have been published for many years. We still see things.
And for me, when I get my copy and I'm going through it and it's all right, I'm going, wow. It's just
the relief. Yeah.
So folks, hiccups, they happen, and they're just a part of publishing. You just got to accept that those things do happen, and just keep going with it. Don't let it put you off. Don't get frustrated. Just go back to the beginning and just say, right, let's check this out. Let's see what I need to do, how I can modify this, what I can do.
Yeah, how can I do it?
Get your book ready and published.
Yeah, I suppose the only thing I would say is always review it before you publish, always review it, and don't publish it until you've had the opportunity to look at your own proof copy. And yeah, I think I'll always remember your cover. That's amazing. Yeah, that's quite a hiccup.
Language to write of English.
A whole new one.
So thank you, Heather. Some stories there. We've had a lot of fun on this one. So hopefully you realize the hiccups happen and you just accept them and just move on.